The PARCC Consortium has provided tutorials and practice tests for educators and students in preparation for the technologies they will interface with during PARCC testing. This screencast is designed for you to follow along as you navigate through the site. The following is the website you will be using to practice. Once on the site, you will notice the wealth of information available to teachers and administrators in preparation for the PARCC assessment. Let's begin with taking a look at the tutorials provided by PARCC. Please click on the tab at the top of the screen labeled Test Preparation, then Tutorials. On this screen, you will find helpful tutorials and reference guides for your perusal. For this segment, we will be using the first tutorial to demonstrate the features of the TestNav 8 computer program our students will be working with. Each screen on the tutorial provides you with necessary information about the PARCC assessment and its features. Please pause the screencast at any point to explore any feature in more depth or to take time to read through any information provided on the screen. To begin viewing these features, please select the Start Test Now button on your screen. This next screen tells us the number of questions in the section and the title of the section. Click on the blue Start Section button to begin. When the test begins, you will see a toolbar at the top of the screen with different features. Starting from left to right, you will notice the left and right arrows, which are used to switch back and forth between question numbers. The next features are the Review button and the Flag button. We will go into more depth with these two later in the segment. Next, you will notice a variety of tool buttons: a pointer, an answer eliminator, a 1/4-inch ruler, a centimeter ruler, a protractor, and a 5-function calculator. Depending on the type of test the students are taking will determine which tools are available for them to use. It is important to note that if a tool is not available, then the student is not allowed to use that feature for the section. To the far right, you will see the word Guest. When the students are signed into the system, this will show as their name. For the purposes of this tutorial, we are not signed in, and therefore we are operating the system as a guest. The Profile button next to the student's name, or in our case guest, is a drop-down menu of features available for the students. Students will always have the ability to enable the magnifier or show the line reader throughout the entire PARCC assessment. Let's begin by enabling the magnifier. Students can drag the magnifier across their screens to enlarge words or pictures that may be straining for them to see. The keyboard shortcuts Ctrl+ and Ctrl- for enlarging or reducing the text size of their window are always enabled for use as well. Next, let's enable the line reader. This feature is beneficial to those students who become overwhelmed by screens with lots of print or have difficulty reading passages on computer screens. The line reader can block out most of the screen to only view one line, or it can be expanded to view a few lines at a time. Both of these tools, the magnifier and line reader, once enabled, stay on the screen to be used in conjunction with other tools. To disable the magnifier and/or line reader, we must go into the Profile dropdown and click on these features again. Another feature that is always enabled is the text highlighter. Once a student begins to highlight words on a screen by clicking and dragging their mouse over the desired words, a pop-up feature with different colors will show over the highlighted words. Students can choose a color and the screen will automatically save the highlight for easy reference. Let's click on the Review button. The review screen is an overview of all the assessment questions that have or have not been answered, as well as any item that has been flagged. This feature is always available for the students to utilize. The chart on the screen can easily sort this information for the students by clicking on any of the tabs above the chart. After viewing this page, to ensure all questions have been answered, students can end the section for submission or go back and review answers. At this time, please click on the Not Answered link to sort the list and click View for question number 1 as it was not answered. We will begin looking at some tools available for students to assist in completing tasks. The first question of the tutorial requires you to explore the ruler tool. Select any of the rulers available from the toolbar. We can click and drag the ruler across the screen, but in order to measure the given line, we need to rotate the ruler. To do this, simply click on the gray circles on either end to rotate the ruler to the desired angle. Only one tool from the toolbar can be used at any given time. This means if another tool is chosen, our original tool will disappear. It is important to provide students with an opportunity to manipulate the tools of the system prior to the PARCC administration, as some tools may need a little practice. Please note, in grades 3 through 5, the calculator tool will not be enabled as calculators are not permitted on the math assessment. Students will be provided with scratch paper and pencil to take notes or for computation. The answer eliminator is a tool that will always be available for students. This tool can be used to cross out answer choices to help students through the process of elimination. Once an answer choice is crossed out or eliminated, students can reselect those choices to remove the red X. When a student is ready to select the correct response, they will need to click on the pointer button to remove the eliminator tool. At this time, please pause the video and complete the tutorial practicing many of the tools available for students. Going back to the PARCC practice site, we are going to select the Test Preparation tab and Practice Test. On the left side, there is a green button to view English Language Arts practice tests. Scroll down on the next screen and choose Grade 3 for this example. There will be a few options for practice. However, we want to select the computer-based practice test. On the next screen, you're going to enter a name and begin the test. As all other tests, there are important information regarding the test on each page. On this practice test, we have some tools as we saw in the tutorial. We have some missing as they do not apply to ELA, and we have a new tool for students to utilize. A notepad is a tool available for the ELA assessment where students can take notes as they read through the passages. This tool can stay on the screen or students can remove it from view, but their notes will be saved. Utilizing the notepad does not add to the scoring of the assessment. It is only a tool that may be used to assist those students who may feel more comfortable jotting notes as they read. Students may also need to practice scrolling down a page within a window to continue reading the text. The scroll bar is located on the right-hand side of the passage window. The highlighting feature is available at all times. As students read passages, they may feel it beneficial to highlight in key terms and phrases to assist when completing tasks during the assessment. Let's click the next button at the top, which is the right arrow button, to go on to problem number 7. This problem has all the same features as the previous item. However, this task involves 2 texts. To access both texts, we can click the tabs above the passage window to refer back and forth between the multiple texts. Please pause the video to explore the variety of item types and tools available for the ELA assessment. Once again, we will go back to the main practice site, Test Preparation, and click Practice Test. At this point, we are going to be viewing the mathematics practice tests. For this tutorial, we will be looking at Grade 4 practice test. Remember to select the computer-based practice test. You will need to type in a name and then click the Start Test Now button. Then start the section. For this tutorial, please click the next button until you get to problem number 3. On problem number 3, you will see there are some features that are the same as the previous tutorials. However, we do have one additional feature, the equation editor. This equation editor helps the students enter equations into the answer selection. Entering fractions into the system may be a little intimidating at first. However, with practice, this will not be a difficult task. To enter a fraction, you first must hit the fraction button. Then, you must click with the mouse onto the numerator box. Type in the numerator. Then, click on the denominator box and type in the denominator. At first, this may be tricky. However, with time, students will be able to efficiently enter in a fraction. Once students are finished with an assessment, they must be sure to submit the assessment. Once they have answered all of the questions and any flagged items, they can then hit submit. Once they submit a final answer, a screen will show up with their results. At this time, please explore the mathematics section practice assessments as well as any other assessment for your particular grade level. These practice tests will benefit your students in the successful navigation of the PARCC assessment. Be sure to utilize these tools during classroom instruction to build student confidence with the technological features they will interact with this spring.